to my channel. Hope everybody's doing well. So today I'm going to show you how I prepare a wooden board for carving. This time I'm using a cutting board from IKEA. And first I'm going to sand it down with 180 grit. The reason why I'm sanding this board down is because it has some sort of coating on it. I'm just going to sand it down to this mark. When sanding wood, always wear a mask because the fibers can go into your lungs very easily. I'm just sanding till the whole board is matte and all the shiny is gone. And just to make sure all the oil is actually gone, I'm just going to wipe it with some alcohol. And now it should be ready for its first coat of paint. So welcome to my painting station. It's a mess, I know, but it's just for painting. I'm using this paint and it's actually a painting sample. I let them color in the color I want it. And the first layer I'm going to put down is just a really thin one, just because I know from experience that these boards have a tendency to soak up the paint and the fibers can stand up a little bit. So that's why I'm doing just a really thin coat, letting it dry for 24 hours. And then I'm going to sand it down just a little bit and then I will do a proper coat. I'll let it dry again. And for this paint, I think it's about like 8 hours of drying time. I could do 3 layers a day. But what I tend to do is just do 2 layers a day. So 1 in the morning when I wake up and then 1 just before bed. After I'm finished with layering all my paints, I tend to let it cure for about a month before I start carving, because I really want to make sure that the paint is nice and solid. I'm not in a hurry, so don't forget to do the sides. That's basically how I set up my boards to receive their paint. Today is October 25th, so I'll see you in about a month. It's finally time to start drawing my design on this board. It's been laying around for a couple months now. I've got my laptop on there showing me some inspiration and I'm just going to start drawing. I'm using my non-permanent white pencil. I can wipe it off with water, so if I don't like it I'll just start again. But I had an idea of doing a seahorse with shells and some water. Not sure what to do, but I'm gonna start with the seahorse. I do have a lot of texture on this board. It's not really smooth. I think that's because I added a little bit of mica powder to get a little bit of a shine on the top coat, but it's probably going to be okay. So let's just start drawing. I think this is the widest part, so the belly of the horse should be here. Hopefully you can see that the light is pretty bright. The tail is going to end up being here, giving a little rough estimate of where what is going. Probably gonna refine it later. When you draw a circle, use your wrist to make the shape, so it acts like a hinge. That's how you get like a nice curve. It's actually a trick my old geography teacher told me. He was able to draw like perfect circles on the chalkboard, and he showed us to use your wrist or your arm as a pivot point. So I always kept that in the back of my mind, and it always works. I always get a really nice curve. So let's keep drawing. It looks a little bit different than I left you. I decided I didn't like how it was looking, so I wanted to change it. I'm still working on it. I have the whole top part to do. I decided to take the shells and try and incorporate them with the shape of the seahorse more. So this is the tail and then the stomach, the little fin. So yeah, the white parts are just going to be blank because I don't want to just put in a bunch of tiny shells just to fill it up. So I'm going to just add a couple that are still big enough to see what it is, and the rest I'm just going to probably either keep the top color or go down to a different color. But this is how far I got. I'm gonna go and do the head tomorrow. It's April 1st 2022 and it's snowing outside. So to show you, there's snow on the rooftops and it's April 1st. 3 days ago it was 20 degrees and I was riding my horse without a jacket, and now it's snowing like it's Christmas. So I decided that I want to start carving. I wanted to first design my background, but I decided to first carve the seahorse so I can see how busy it's gonna get. And I'm also needing a little bit of time to decide how I'm gonna carve it. My top layer is the dark blue, almost black. Then I've got white underneath and then the 2 blues. So what I think I'm gonna be doing is outlining it first, just getting all the outlines to a white. And then I think I'm gonna start doing the shapes in white. So I'm gonna go white and then eventually take the lines down to the blues down below. I think that's the best plan. I did sharpen my blade. I actually used some wet rocks. So I've got a 1500 grit and a 600 grit. Just be careful with those because they do go very fast. Also use some jeweler's rouge. So that's this stuff. So this I just put on a piece of leather where I carved out just a groove with my tool. So I just go like this, make a nice groove. Then you add the jeweler's rouge to that groove. And then you can just pull your tool over it and you can see it immediately change from the leather color to the metallic. That's what, because it's polishing the metal and that's sharpening it. So be careful, it's pretty damn sharp. It hurts when you go into your fingers. So let's just start carving. Okay, let's just start with this line and see how, I don't want to go too deep. Just want to go to the top of the white just so I get my lines. This is just to make it easier for me to keep my design on the board and know what to do next. So I'm not pushing really hard, I'm just going lightly. It's just my outlines. They're gonna go deeper in the end anyways, because I need to go down to the blue. But I just want to get my design on the board so I don't smudge any lines. So I'm not gonna bore you with a lot of this. It's just following my pencil lines and making sure my design is on my board. I will be continuing this carving in a second video. I will put the link down below in the video description. So thank you for watching and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye everyone!